Italian football is in a worse place than it has ever been, and I'm going to explain why. Now, where's the gabagool? Holy crap! It's my cousin Tony! I just flew over from New Italy, Birmingham. And honestly, I came here with a warning. I wanted to let you know that if I catch you bad-mouthing Italian football ever again, then unfortunately, I'm gonna have to, you know. Pew, pew. What was that last one? Forget about it! The point is this: if I catch you bad-mouthing Italy again... No. This video isn't about Italian football. It's about my favorite Ben 10 aliens. Now, guys, the next aliens that we're gonna compare are Heat Blast and Accelerate. Now, if I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I have to give the dub to Heat Blast. And although I do like Accelerate and I think that he's top 5, the fact that he's blue and fast kind of makes me think of Petronetto. And all right, let's talk about the Serie A. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to blow up Serie A. Wait, no, not the country, the football league. Now, before I piss off more Italians than the ending of The Sopranos, I just want to put... Listen to me right now. This is not anti-Italian discrimination. I've already stated before that the Premier League has had so much haram football this season that I personally think that the matches should be broadcasted on Al Jazeera. If any nation was having the kind of season that Italian football is having this season, I would call it out. Truth be told, I don't know what's happening to Italian football in 2026. I think God remembered what Italy did in World War II and said, all right, it's time to pay. And listen, y'all, this isn't going to be some recap video about how bad things have been in Italian football this year. No, I'm going to be carefully explaining exactly why all of this is happening and why it has been building up for decades. Before we talk about Italian football as a whole, let's focus on the Serie A. Now, I am a nice man, so before I slander this league, I want to say a couple of nice things. I have actually enjoyed the domestic cup competitions in Italy this season. Usually, the only Italian cups I enjoy are the ones that belong to Santino Marella's daughter. And believe it or not, there's actually been some high goal-scoring games in the Serie A this season. Yeah, I know, right? That's like seeing a woman in a Dax concert. The Como and Juventus match was a goal fest, and every Inter versus Juventus game this season has been a borderline banger. So yeah, the Serie A has actually been very good this season. I'm enjoying it so much, and next season I actually want to get an Italian passport because I want to go to every single Fiorentina game. Alright, he's gone. It's time to tell the truth. The Serie A has a huge problem with 0-0 draws. There have been nearly 30 0-0 draws so far this season. We're not even finished yet. This is a league full of Leonardo da Vinci's because all these teams want to do is draw. I called this out in my video about the Serie A 4 months ago, and somehow it's gotten worse. Do you want to know what else I called out in my last video about the Serie A? The Golden Boot race. Look at it now in April. Bro, if this is considered a race, then I am basically Frieza when it comes to Super Saiyans, because I want this race wiped out from history forever. Nico Paz currently has the second most goals in the Serie A with 11 goals. Bro, I saw Chelsea fans calling Nicholas Jackson biblical slurs because he had 11 goals at the stage last season. And yet, this is second place worthy in Italy. If you compare this tally to the top 5 leagues in Europe, 11 goals would barely get you into the top 10 scorers in the Premier League or the Bundesliga. It'll just about crack you in the top 5 in the Uber Eats Deliveroo French League. And respectfully, with 11 goals, you just about make the top 10 in La Liga. Brez, I want to take you guys back to 2018, the year that I lost my virginity. What do you mean you don't believe? Now, I know Cardi B had multiple #1 songs in 2018, but everybody knows the most overpowered Cardi that year was Icardi. No discipline, no loyalty to his teammates, just 29 dirty goals in Serie A. But he was going toe-to-toe with a striker who no one has ever seen play any match, but always has 29 goals in Serie A, Immobile. Now, far away from them, but still with an elite 22-goal haul was Dybala, the only footballer that should be doing a mass celebration. Fuck you, Gyökeres. Brother, 86-year-old pensioner Quagliarella had 19 goals. And chasing down the old man were certified gunmen Dzeko and Higuain with 16 goals. Italian football heritage isn't just great defending, it also involves some of the greatest goal scorers in history. This was less than a decade ago, and now you look at the top 5 goal scorers in the season, and it's honestly just so... What? Wait. Is that Marlon? No. Tell me Marlon is not the 5th top scorer in the Serie A. No. Marlon came to the Serie A in January, and he's already 5th in the Golden Boot race? Yo, screw this. Chelsea, send Garnacho to the Serie A. I want to see something. Now, I said in this video that I'm going to break down exactly why Italian football is declining in 2026. And it's not just apparent in the Serie A and the national team, which we're going to get into later. It's also clear in Europe. Now, Napoli, the reigning defending champions of the Serie A.
The reason our attackers don't score is because we have good defenders.
Lost 6-2 to PSV and got bounced out of the Champions League by Chelsea. Juventus got beat down by a Nigerian like their Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. And the runaway champions of this season, Inter Milan, as well as the Champions League finalists from last season, got embarrassed by Bodo. One of the biggest reasons why Italian football is falling behind is this attitude, and honestly, I'm gonna say excuse, that the reason that attackers aren't prevailing in Italy is because it's the best league in the world defensively. Now look, nobody is denying that Italy produces some of the best defenders on earth, but what about their modern day attackers? We're not seeing too many greats in that department. Now, of course, for recent memory, I gotta shout out the likes of Insigne, Immobile, Chiesa before the injuries, and of course my boy Mario. But besides that, when you look at Italy's attack in the last, 16 years, it makes sense why they can't qualify for World Cups anymore. And trust me when I say, this starts with the Serie A. It is a league that simply doesn't cater towards attackers anymore. I mean, bruh, last week I saw Rafael Leao, who carried AC Milan to a Scudetto a few years ago, now being reduced to the guy that gets booed when he gets subbed off. But it's not just attacking football. Let's talk about another huge reason why Italian football is declining. Now, we always praise the Serie A for being the league where unks can hoop. If you're at the end of your career and finally want to be in the spotlight, then Italy is the place for you. The Serie A is basically the script to 40-year-old virgin. Some of the premier midfielders in the Serie A this season include Luka Modric and Nemanja Matic, 2 guys with a combined age of like 200. And by 2027, they're gonna look like Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. Okay, I'm obviously taking the piss. These guys are very good midfielders, but I still believe that platforming older players is actually hindering the Serie A. Let me hit you guys with some crazy facts. Serie A is the only Big Ten league without a single team reaching 10% under 21 player usage in the last 5 years. Serie A is kind of like WWE a couple of years ago, where they didn't want to build fresh new stars. They'd rather just rely on old part-timers. This is young Italian players' faces when they're being told that they have to go on loan to the Serie C for the 10th season in a row. Hell, let me tell you something funny and ironic. Como are the only team in the Serie A that prioritize using young players, and yet none of them are Italian. I want you to guess the amount of minutes that have been given to an Italian player by Como this season. Go ahead, guess. Type it down. Type it down. I'm gonna give you the answer very soon. Just write down your answer, and I want to see how far you off. Okay? You got an answer? Okay. They've given 1 minute to an Italian player. That unskippable ad that you watched during this video lasted longer than an Italian player has lasted in a Como shirt this season in the Serie A. Speaking of scary stats, here's another one. Petro Neto has not scored a Premier League goal in 4 months. That has nothing to do with Italian football. I just thought I'd say it. No, I want to show you the amount of goals scored by teenagers in each of Europe's top 5 leagues this season. Runaway leaders is the Bundesliga with 58 goals, 19 players. With the most players is League 1, 25 teenagers, 51 goals. Rounding up is the Premier League with 27, La Liga with 22, and right at the bottom, you will see the Serie A. Only 7 teenage players have scored, and it has only amounted to 9 goals. I know when Drake said, "I would never look twice at no teenager," the Serie A was thinking to themselves,
that's that real music, man. Come back home.
You want to know why Italian football isn't progressing? Okay, I'll tell you. This league does not prioritize young players or homegrown players. Now, let's see how all of this has affected the national team. Before we carry on, guys, I want to encourage you to please like the video. It's really important. And also comment down below which player you are honoring your like to today. Since we're talking about Italian football, I'm going to honor mine to my favorite Italian Chelsea player of all time, Jorginho. Now, Italy lost to Bosnia, which means they will miss 3 World Cups in a row. They will not be going to America. Italy are missing out on a World Cup hosted in New Jersey. This is probably the worst thing that has happened to Italian Americans since the death of James Gandolfini. And yes, you heard me right, they got knocked out by Bosnia in a match where old-ass Edin Dzeko played 120 minutes of football. Italy got dunked on by an old head. You know what they say, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Dude, Italy have not played in a World Cup knockout match since the creation of the iPhone in January 2007. The first ever tweet was by Jack, the founder of Twitter, in March 2006. But the public were only able to start tweeting in July 15, 2006. Italy won the World Cup on July the 9th, 2006. So nobody has ever live tweeted about Italy winning a World Cup. Hell, it's not even just winning a World Cup. Nobody's ever done that for Italy having a World Cup knockout match either. Do you guys not see how crazy this is? There is a generation of kids where, for them, Italy not qualifying for big tournaments is a normal thing. And Italy not making the World Cup led to this very sad tweet by a heartbroken Fabrizio Romano. You are a sick man if you enjoy seeing Fabrizio going through this level of heartbreak. Now, I said before I would explain why Italian football is not reaching the heights that it used to. Besides that random year where they decided to cock-block England from winning their first trophy since 1966. Why does Italian football feel like it's going backwards? Ladies and gentlemen, I've been telling you since the start of this video, it starts with their own league, where they platform old players instead of bringing in the new generation of Italian stars. A league that prioritizes defense, meaning Italian attackers don't stand a chance. And therefore, the Italian national team does not have any elite attackers, which is going to hinder their chances of qualifying for big tournaments. But it has a lot to do with other things, like the infrastructure of Italian football taking a huge hit after so many scandals, which I made a video about. But yes, Italian football has been tanking for quite some time now. If you notice these patterns, it's very easy to see. So the question is this: what is going to make Italian football great again? Well, the answer is... Ow! I told you to stop talking about Italian football! Wait, no! I'm here to help! And that is a wrap, guys. This has been your boy. What do you guys think about this? Do you guys agree with what I'm saying? Do you think I'm being too harsh on Italian football? Please, guys, it's not, I've said everything. Now it's your guys' turn to chime in the comments. And if you have enjoyed this video, then please like and subscribe, especially because we are on the road to 100,000. We want to finish the journey, my boys. Check out the links in my description. Those are very important because I want to be able to converse and talk with you guys as much as possible. But anyways, that's my video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It has been your boy, the Streets Champ, and I've just given you the gift of Toby World. Drink it in, man.